After a thrilling season opener at the Daytona International Speedway, the IORA Cup Series has returned yet again for the second race of Season 4. Auto Club will host the Fontana 160 80 laps of action night as we get going in just a few minutes' time. Qualifying is underway with Aiden Walker, the fastest man on the board, and we're going to bring you all the action from qualifying onto the race as your top timing ticker is now in play. Top 3 in qualifying, Aiden Walker, James Thurston, and River Page. Last week, Sean Conklin came home as the race-winning driver. He's now down as it stands, scored in a position outside the top 10. Looks like no time lap for Sean Conklin, and he's going to be outside of the top 20 when things get started today. Walker's got the best time, and Will Shack will jump up into 12th. Drivers are still getting ready to go tonight. Of course, Will Shack, one of the drivers who got on the track a little later. Same for Daniel Mosteller, as Daniel's now going to be backwards on the track in the number 87 Demos Hub machine. Still taking the track in reverse. Max Molina is going to be taking it at full speed and coming through turns 3 and 4, this time by for the number 45. Making it off of exit up high on the top of the track. He'll take it right down low. Sun is shining today in Auto Club, and it is clear that these drivers might have a lot of trouble working with the surface. It's not a night race, but the visibility, it's difficult here. These drivers know it, so they're trying to manage the lines on the track, understand which groove works out the best. Max is going to take it down to the bottom side, then rush right back up. He'll be the final man to complete a lap here in qualifying, as it looks like with 40 seconds remaining on the board, the Burt Rubber Racing warehouse machine will have a chance to take us to the end of the line and get his second and final qualifying lap in the books. Right now, it's going to be Max Molina, scored in the 17th spot as he comes across the stripe. Let's see how much more he can improve on that at the line for Max Molina. That's going to become from a 17th spot start all the way up into 5th. Top 5 start for Max Molina if all stays the way it is right now. Kenny Rio, Daniel Mosteller, and Matt Metler all going to be on the track. Daniel Mosteller going to finish off his qualifying run, and with that in mind, qualifying already all but concluded. Aiden Walker is the fastest man from Fontana. Now, time to find out what we can see going from the end of qualifying up into the big show. The race, 80 laps of action, coming in just a few minutes time, and we're getting ready to start those engines and get back on the move once again. And as the field gets into formation for the first time tonight, you'll see the starting grid on your frame. The iRacing official pace car going to lead the way. And as we mentioned, Aiden Walker in his number 93 will be the fastest man on the board. Without further ado, we got a little bit of time before the racing gets on the way. So how's about we get to know your starting grid for the second race of the IORA Cup Series season, the 4th season, and it will take us all the way back to Fontana, bringing us up to the West Coast for one of the fastest tracks in the stock car circuit. Without further ado, let's get right into it and find out who's in the field, as we're going to take a look at every row on your starting grid. Starting off in the front row, you'll see James Thurston right now, but one driver beat him to the punch, and that will be Aiden Walker. Walker with the fastest time overall, first position, and he's going to put himself just ahead of James Thurston. Number 93 machine looking to get back in victory lane, and James Thurston is as well. Two competitive drivers from last season, starting first and second, 1-2 to kick things off. Then from there, you're going to see River Page in the 3rd spot, and Vincent Guecci is going to be in 4th. The Miata Gang Designs machine, you saw it last night in the FORL Cup Series. He'll bring that same paint scheme back to IORA, and he'll have Vincent Guecci right there as well, side by side to end off the top 4. 5th is going to be routed out by Max Molina, a team change for him. Now working with the Hub Motorsport, and CD Mangrum on debut will start in the 6th position in that number 20 machine. A new driver to look out for in CD Mangrum, as Michael Cormetis will start the race in the 7th spot, and Marcus Vanderlei will be in 8th. To round out the top 10 here, it's going to be Sean Rowan, his number 99, there in position number 9, and Corey Lyles in his number 56 will be the final driver in the top 10, just beyond the single digits as drivers get on the move. Then from there, going to be Alexander Valderas in the 11th spot, and Braxton Whitaker then in 12th, 95 and 51 respectively, rounding out the top dozen. And then Will Shack will start 13th, with Henry Caloff in 14th, and the 15th spot going to TJ Hanley. Antonio Mancini returning starting this season. The number 7 is now on the track for the first time at Fontana. He'll be starting 16th right beside Hanley, and from there on out, you'll then see Matt Mettler, second race of his career. 89 machine will start in 17th as Cooper Glick puts himself in position number 18. To round out the top 20, Daniel Mostello, two-time champion, looking to get big things back on the move here in this season. 87 is 19th with Sean Conklin, rounding out that top 20 as your defending winner. And the final row in the field, Jackson Carr and his number 83 machine will start in the 21st position with Kenny Rio in that number 11. 22nd and last on the board. To round out your starting grid of the Fontana 160, this is race 2 of season 4, and now we're just about ready to get things on the way. Starting grid is done and done. The drivers are already in formation and they're getting ready to rumble. The iRacing official pace car will drop down to the inside line and let Aiden Walker do the magic. Celsius machine down low, Power Smash Infinity Speed Motorsports up high, and the green flag is underway for the first time today in Auto Club. One driver spinning, rest of the field gets on their way just fine. And as the field comes down to the line yet again, the sun is beaming down here at the Auto Club Speedway, and Aiden Walker remains in the race lead. One driver in particular, Kenny Reel, going to have trouble on the start. He'll fade back much further in the field as River Page now takes it down to the low side. Page going to try to take that race lead, slicing it down to the bottom. He's got the edge for a brief moment. Aiden Walker going to take it right back, and they'll remain side by side as Walker's now got the edge all the way into the entry of turn 3. Top 3 going to be very close to one another. James Thurston goes up top. He'll be going to the high side for a bit more momentum, and taking it up there going to be a bit of a spray, and he's going to lose a lot of time scraping the wall. Not what he wanted to do, and Thurston's going to have to battle back during the front straightaway as the entirety of the field comes by yet again. Pack is going to fly into turns 1 and 2. Aiden Walker still the leading man. Rest of your field going to be at least double file, if not more than that. Alexander Balder is going to be right there with Daniel Mosteller, and they're going to be side by side for a brief moment here, 3 laps in, and mostly 2 by 2 to get this thing started. Sean Conklin already cutting through the field up into the 8th place. He's made up over 10 spots already, and now looking for that much more. To the low side, he will go on Marcus Vanderlee, trying to take it by Marcus quickly. He's got that bottom side, almost gets it done, but the 54 machine gonna have to wait down the front straight as the low side gonna come into play with Michael Cormetis and Corey Lyles. Lyles was your defending winner at Daytona heading into the season, but has not won at any IORA race ever since that point. Looking to get back on top, but in the next-gen era, after our, of course, brief switch to the trucks in the IORA Cup Series, we've come back to the next-gens, and Lyles has not been able to be as dominant of a driver as he was before. One driver who really did love those trucks, though, it was Sean Conklin. He was one of the fastest drivers in that brief stint of IORA's history, and now as they come back to the next-gens, Conklin finally able to make it through, get it done with this newer package, and he's looking to keep it going. Already up within the confines of the top 5 as River Page will lead him down this time through. Aiden Walker's got the overall top spot, and they'll remain up ahead. Walker down low, River Page up high as they are side by side for second. James Thurston using that bottom as well as he can. And just like that, it's going to be James Thurston working way down low here, trying to make something happen with River Page. That time through, though, just can't. He'll go up to the top side yet again. He's going to see a little more pressure now. Vincent Guecci's down low. So is Michael Cormetis. And now Guecci's looking for a podium. He has himself there for a brief moment, but the Zero Mind Machine's going to have to back out of it for now. At the line, Thurston still got the 3rd spot, and Guecci's going to fade back just a bit more. 6 laps in already, and drive drivers are getting more accustomed to the way this track will run. A lot of spread out drivers here. You see Walker's getting away. River Page remains in second, but from there on out, even the packs beyond are not getting all too racy here. Auto Club is a very fast track, but it's not a full throttle track, and as a result, drivers are going to have to use a bit more finesse to get around this track. Most other tracks at least 2 miles in length. Daytona, of course, we went to last season and last week as well, and they know that track very well. But here at Auto Club, you got to drive it a bit different. It might be high speed, but you got to have that finesse and control that is required in succeeding at any track outside of a restrictor plate or drafting tracks, as they call them today. Alexander Valdez is going to be up on the high side here with Daniel Mosteller taking it through. Mosteller now going to be up into 8th, and the number 87 machine going to get right ahead of the 95. Max Molina is going to be looking there as well, and Max finds himself now in the 10th spot and looking for a single-digit finish to get himself back in the groove here on Thursday nights. He's got Sean Rowe right behind, and Jackson Carr's there too. Multiple PBR drivers will see Mosteller slip down to the bottom side, spin it down on pit road, and Mosteller's in trouble off the racing surface. Luckily, nobody else gets involved, but Daniel Mosteller slides down a pit road, and the Demos Hub machine now gets its grip back together. The car is back in control, and he'll get back on the way. Number 87 machine losing time big, and you're watching on board right now as Mosteller puts it above the pit road speed limit. There is an exception in circumstances like this. We saw with Balderas at Daytona. If you go down a pit road out of control to avoid an incident, or of course avoid getting other people involved in your incident, that is a-okay, and that's the reason Mosteller is able to get out of there so quickly. Now he's 18 seconds behind the rest of the field. It looks like 11 seconds back on TJ Hanley, and as it stands, the remainder of the pack going to get away, but now Aiden Walker seeing a bit more from not only River Page, but in addition, James Thurston and Sean Conklin. Conklin's already up in a 4th here, and it looks like he's the fastest man on the track, and Lander Taro saying it as we were going to mention. Max Molina now racing for the Hub Motorsport in the IORA Cup Series, making a change of team, and now finds himself here on Thursday nights with a brand new racing identity. Max Molina is going to be working around some very familiar competition, but now with a new group behind him in Lander Tauro, and very successful team they've become at the Hub Motorsports. Brandon Rismiller, one of their drivers, they were able to get it done, of course, with a top 5 finish last night, and now it looks like Molina representing them for the very first time solidly inside the top 10 here in Fontana. And as they come down the back straightaway, this time by Max Molina is going to be here in 9th, but it's Aiden Walker leading the way. Taking a look up front now, the River Page machine takes it right down low. Page is out in front, and they'll already be able to take it through 10 laps in of 80. Green flag still flying. Let's take a look on board with River Page as he runs a lap in the lead. And watching on board here with River Page, that number 24 machine going to remain out in front, but now in the 2nd spot, James Thurston going to be able to lead the way. Number 4 machine is up in the race lead. Walker's going to be there down low. It's a 3-wide battle for the lead, and Walker gets it. Now the Celsius Energy machine takes it to the top spot for a brief moment. Thurston puts his Mustang back in motion and gets it once again. It's 3 drivers going for 1 spot, 12 laps in of 80, and Thurston so far getting back in control. Caution's out for the first time tonight here in the IORA Cup Series. Looks like trouble on back. Caution lights are indeed out, and we're going to find out just now what happened. Looking back at real, no trouble there. Antonio Mancini, though, is the reason, and the yellow flag will fly 13 laps in of 80. Yellow flag is out for Antonio Mancini. Let's find out just what happened here as he's going to go one lap down in his number 7. Taking a look on back, we'll get an instant replay on the matter and find out what's going on. Replay going to show you the number 7 machine getting contact from Lyles. He gets sent down low, spins it around, and due to the fact we had an incident before involving Daniel Mosteller, that will bring out the yellow flag. Multiple single car incidents, and just like that, yellow's out. 13 laps in of 80. Now, Mancini going to cause that first yellow, and here at Auto Club, some strategy comes into play as James Thurston leads the way. The number 4 Thurston out in front, Aiden Walker to be second, and River Page is now third with Vincent Guecci, position number 4. Sean Conklin rounds out the top 5 with Michael Cormetis now in 6th. It's Corey Lyles 7th and Alexander Balderas 8th as the pack is set to come down to pit road, this time by first time tonight here on FTN. And as we get our caution here live on FTN, we forgot to mention with all the commotion, lap 9 brought to you as always on FTN by Tango Paints. Now we're under yellow here, so a bit of an interruption in the flow of our racing, but we once again like to thank Tango Paints for their immense support here on the channel, bringing you official graphics partnership of FTN and Tango Paints. High quality iRacing liveries for a price you cannot beat. Offers start at $50. Be sure to check out the Tango Paints Twitter account. That is their handle, so if you want to check them out, be sure to let them know that you're here from FTN. We'd love to have you join the Tango Paints family as they bring you lap 9 and lap 109 every broadcast here live on FTN. Pit road going to be very busy right now, and Daniel Mosteller gets the best of it. He's going to be able to take the race lead, and from some trouble early, new man on top, it is Daniel Mosteller leading the way in his number 87. And Mosteller now going to be out in front in that number 87 machine. Some very good pit strategy to get himself there. And just like that, the number 87 out on top. Your 2-time champion now going to be leading the way. And he finds himself there in front of the remainder of the pack like Thurston, Page, and Vincent Guecci. The big 3 have been dominating this race. Of course, includes Aiden Walker. Guecci not too far behind as well. So with that strategy in mind, it is track position that leads the way for the 87, just like that, 14 laps in of 80, and Mosteller's got it from 20th on the board. He'll be scored this time by as your leader as he goes up high in the number 87, takes it to the top, and Thurston goes to the bottom. Choose rule going to be in effect here and now. Leaders have taken their lines. Now time for the rest of the field to follow. And now with the double file formation back in play, only one retiree so far tonight in Matt Mettler, 11 laps down for the man in that number 7. Going from there, you're going to see 20 drivers are on the lead lap, and Antonio Mancini can join them here if he just gets off a pit road. Daniel Mosteller, James Thurston out in front, first and second. River Page going to be right there with them as well, and it looks like TJ Hanley jumps up to the high side of the board. He'll be right behind Kenny Real going to be just within the confines of the top 5 himself, and 15 laps things are changing here in Auto Club, and now it's time to find out whether or not it's a fluke from Daniel Mosteller. Does he have the pace to keep it up in front? Now it's the best chance to show it as the sun continues to set in Fontana. Mosteller and Thurston will lead the way on the front row, and we'll get ready to rumble all over again. As the drivers come down to the inside line once more, it's going to be the iRacing official pace car dropping the most down to the bottom. He takes it down to pit road and lets the leaders do the rest. Daniel Mosteller in the number 87 machine lead for the first time this season, and the green flag will fly, led by Mosteller. We're back on our way, 16 laps in of 80. And just like that, pack back on the move with Daniel Mosteller leading the River Page machine right there in the second spot. Page going to drop down to the bottom side. Rivers got himself movement down low. He'll take it right there. And now the number 24 machine is in the lead. Double file once more. 16 laps in, out of 80. Mosteller wiggles high to lead the lap, but River Page keeps that draft, and there's a lot of pressure now on your leading driver. It's no cakewalk when you're out in front here of the IORA Cup Series competition. It is fierce, and once again, they'll take it 3 abreast for the race lead. Thurston down low has a shot, but Mosteller's got the speed, and Daniel's going to keep it out in front ahead of River and James Thurston, respectively now. Sean Conklin will remain in 4th. Daniel Mosteller remains in the lead, and the top battle persists with multiple drivers choosing different lines. Now you'll see Sean Conklin racing with Guecci, beating him banging just a bit, and it looks like Mosteller breaking away as drivers behind get a bit more aggressive. And now it's going to be down to the bottom for Sean Conklin once more. 5th place for Conklin right now, but the quicker he can get it, of course, on the bottom side, the more of a chance he has to get into the draft of Mosteller or River Page. Right now, those two drivers have total control of what's going on. Thurston and Sean Conklin on the outside looking in, but this battle between Page and Mosteller intensifying even more, and it's given every driver the chance to sort of reel themselves into each other, but with the draft maybe being broken here, it'll become a bit more troublesome if you want to take the race lead. 18 laps in of 80. Make it 19 this time, but it's going to be Mosteller leading the way even still. 87. 4 and a 24, still your podium. Now as they shuffle in once again, Rivers got the run on the bottom side but gets loose, and Daniel will take the lead right back again. Look at that mid-pack though, it's very intense, even a bit more so than the leaders. You'll see Sean Rowe's going to be in it, Braxton Whitaker's the final man out of it. Rowe, Walker, Kenny Reel, Will Shack, Cooper Glick, Alexander Balderas, not to mention of course the other drivers in this field working each other over, double file, triple file, doesn't matter how you slice it. Now drivers are getting real intense, and they'll take it down the low line if they have a bit of room to get down there. Other drivers are stuck high. Now you got to choose where to go and hope that it works out the best. 20 laps in of 80. Looks like right now drivers know where they want to be, and they're quite comfortable with being there. Taking a look on board right now with Braxton Whitaker. He's in the back of this pack and watching all the mayhem, and you'll see he's got a front row seat to all the racing, although it's a little bit far from his view. Currently finds himself position number 16, waiting to get inside the mix. Let's look at someone in the heart of the battle. Alexander Balderas right now, watching right behind on his rear view perspective. You'll see a multitude of cars in a wreck. Aiden Walker goes around. Caution will fly, and Walker is going to be the second cause. Yellow flag is out yet again. Number 93 from the top of the field will come crashing down, and the caution is out for Aiden Walker as we're back under yellow for the second time today. 21 laps in, yellow flag is out yet again, and the instant replay will show you Walker getting caught up in some commotion. And looking at it from the overhead shot, you can see, of course, your race leaders, but take a look on back to Aiden Walker here, side by side, and it looked like he was right there with the remainder of the field. You can see C.D. Mangrum, Corey Lyle stacks up. Then it looks like Mangrum and Walker touch, and then Walker goes spinning. That's what's going to bring out the yellow flag. We'll take it about with a bit of a closer look, because it doesn't give us the best perspective from there. Instant replay will show you in a closer perspective just what happened. There's Mosteller once more. Here's Walker, and as they take it through turns 3 and 4, the trouble begins. And right now, the Celsius Energy machine going to stay on the low side. And as they come through with a bit of a checkup from Lyles, Walker sees the number 20 come right down to him. And yes, C.D. Mangrum makes the contact. And on debut, it looks like the rookie causing some trouble. Walker, a former lead contender, now fades to the back of the field. 18th at the moment as the caution flies for the second time. Yellow flag is out yet again. Daniel Mosteller is scored as your race leader and has the field in in his control as they're now over a quarter of the way through the racing. So far, so good for Mosteller, looking like he's got a lot of speed, and as it's been all night long, some very good racing when we get in that groove. And now the drivers will drop down to pit road yet again. Pit road is busy once more. Let's find out what's going on as Mosteller leads the field back in. And now as the drivers come into pit road, it's going to be Daniel Mosteller leading them through with River Page there as well. And just like that, time to see some shuffling in the running order. Who's going to get out first? That is the big question. Mosteller surprised the field last time by, and it looks like he will not be the man giving them the surprise. It'll be Michael Cormettes ahead of Sean Rowe, Max Molina, Cooper Glick, and then there'll be Mosteller, followed shortly thereafter by Sean Conklin, and then James Thurston. River Page just went out as well, and the field is going to be mixed up big time. Biggest change, Marcus Vanderlee from 20th before the yellow flag now finds himself as the leader, 56 machine out in front. Vanderlee's got the top spot, and just like that, new man at the head of the field, the In-N-Out Burger, Chevy Camaro, up in front of Henry Kaloff now in second, then third, Michael Cormettes. Cormettes plays the pit road game to get all those spots back, and Sean Rowe is going to be the man in fourth with a Max Molina rounding out the top five. And with 2 cautions so far live on FTN, we've gotten ourselves quite a lot of action, and it looks like now Marcus Vanderlee puts himself up in front. Shoes rule going to be enacted this time by, and before we get to the action, we'll show you our Tango Paints promotional message of the day. Getting a bit mixed up because the yellow is around the lap 9 marker, but if you want to find out what it takes to be representing your racing identity to the fullest extent, check out Tango Paints for the highest quality iRacing paint schemes and liveries on the market. We'll be right back after this brief message. And as we return 1 lap to green, this time by, they'll be heading back lap 25 of 80. It's going to be Michael Cormettes, the winner off pit road. The leader of the race is Marcus Vanderlee. 1, 2, 3. A few drivers who have not gotten a chance to run up front today, and Michael Cormettes, who now makes the big strategy call, trying to go for a replication of the success Daniel Mosteller had. And when they came down to pit road the first time, Mosteller is shuffled back into fourth, but he's been looking quick so far tonight, and I don't think it'll be any different as they roll together yet again. The SKS graphics machine, Cooper Glick in the 005, is also inside the top 5 range. Sean Conklin, Sean Rowe, they're all there as well. A lot of competitive drivers, some of which getting their first chance up in front. Others have been there since the drop of the very first green flag. Now time to find out who's still got the stuff as track conditions continue to change. iRacing official pace car down to the inside line here and now as they'll roll off in double file formation. Green flag is out yet again for restart number 2. We're back underway. 21 drivers still racing, and all of which still have a shot as we get very squirrely into turn 1. Looks like no trouble for our leader, Marcus Vanderlee, but he's going to see a big surge of momentum for Kaloff and Michael Cormettes. Now Mikey finds himself up in front. Great move there for the number 25. Cormettes going to be able to take that lead. Henry Kaloff not too far behind too. And Sean Rowe now going to be fading out of the top 5 with Mosteller coming in as well as they come by the start-finish line all over again. New bunch up in front, led now by Michael Cormettes. Marcus Vanderlee is going to be in the clutches of Daniel Mosteller, and just like that, way down low, the number 87 sees his competition go through, and as they get to it once again, 26 laps in of 80, it's going to be a little bit of contact with Cooper Glick there in the middle of the mid-pack. Just like that, he's going to find himself rocketing down through the charts, and now multiple drivers, Corey Lyles and Antonio Mancini, putting down pressure. Balderas there as well, and as they come by this time around, it looks like the battle for the podium continues to intensify. Daniel Mosteller is going to go down to the bottom side, takes that third spot away, and now the final position on the podium is his. The number 87 machine taking a look up top once again. Marcus Vanderleet, despite being on 9 laps of older tire, he's worked it out quite well. He might be with a bit less of corms in terms of performance and grip, but now Sean Conklin brings out the yellow with James Thurston, and that won't be an issue for much longer. Now, yellow flag out for the third time. 27 laps in, yellow flag will fly yet again with some trouble coming out of the back straightaway. Thurston and Sean Conklin will find themselves the cause of the yellow flag as we are back under pacing for the third time today. Yellow flag out, James Thurston, Sean Conklin, the causes. As we get an instant replay on what just happened here, you'll see Marcus Vanderleet getting very loose off the corner. It looks like the tires are beginning to wear out there, but we'll see whether or not that's what got James Thurston involved. Looks like so far not the case, but watch a bit further, and it looks like then Thurston gets involved, and that's where things go very, very wrong. The In-N-Out Burger number 56 machine had himself up there inside of the top 3, battling fiercely with Daniel Mosteller, and taking a look on back James Thurston, he was nowhere near, so it looks like we're still looking at the live feed. We were not set back on the replay. Now, let's take it back 60 seconds for certain and see what just happened as iRacing messing with us there. Now you're seeing the racing. Looks like Vanderleet got in the wall for the first time, and then from there, at the start-finish line, Mosteller takes the third spot. This is what developed the wreck, and you'll see for certain that the number 56, as we mentioned, the tires might just begin to give. Now they have. Watch as Marcus Vanderleet's going to drift up high, then get low, overcorrected, and a yellow flag came out. It looks like we're not able to see what happened with the racing in specific that brought it out, because Vanderleet was involved, and so was James Thurston, but it appears they got it settled once again, and the yellow flag came out very quickly. So something happening here as these drivers, of course, bring in to pit road. James Thurston, one of which, and we'll catch up with your race on pit road as now Vanderleet's back out on the track. Some drivers going in, others not so much, and James Thurston opts to be down there as the remainder of the field, for the most part, chooses not to go. Marcus Vanderleet going to remain behind Daniel Mosteller and River Page. That's your top 3 right now. Mosteller, the man who leads the way, and so far 29 laps in out of 80, making time here in Auto Club, and not a lot of reason for these drivers to worry about that, but now crunch time already coming into the backs of their minds. Drivers have already made it nearly halfway, and we just got things started. That's how fast things have been moving here in Fontana. The average lap has been about 1 lap in length, of course, due to the yellow flags extending that value, but overall, still very fast racing. Mosteller, the leader once again. He's got River Page there too, and Marcus Vanderleet to round out the podium. And they should be set to go 1 lap to green as they come to the caution flag yet again. Pace lights will be off, and we'll be getting ready to rumble once more here in California. As the field will come around yet again, it's going to be Marcus Vanderleet right behind River Page. River Page is second to Daniel Mosteller, and their 2-time champion, the overall winningest driver in IORA history, finds himself once more up in front. And for the first time this season, he's got a chance to do it all over again, and maybe find himself as a race winner. Season 4 not off to the best start at Daytona. Some chaos later in the going. Unfortunately, found himself involved with a wreck later in the racing. That took out his chances of getting it done as another winner at Daytona. Tonight, Mosteller's got another chance, and 30 laps in, he's been the dominant man, has battled with River Page, been up there with guys like Cormenis, Aiden Walker, Sean Conklin, and since he has that starting position, of course, not the best of which, he had to claw up, and now he's exactly where he needs to be. Mosteller in there. In the 87, he's your leading man. Vanderlee opts to go down low, and Page will take high with the number 87. They're in formation yet again, getting ready to get back to the show once more. And as they come through this time by, it's going to be all about Daniel Mosteller and the Demos Hub, number 87, leading the field back to green. Very exciting night on FTN. If you are wondering, NASCAR going to be back at Bristol Dirt. Going to be a fantastic race there with the FTN Road to Pro crew, bringing you all the action starting live at 9 Eastern. And I'll be back when this race is over to return for Darlington, 9:30 Eastern, with the Highline Racing League. 3 great races, and this is what kicks it all off. A showdown from Fontana, and the green flag will fly for the 3rd restart of the day. Green flag's out yet again, led now by Daniel Mosteller as we get back on the move here in California. As Daniel is going to pass behind, of course, the lap machine of Alexander Balderas. The 95 fades back. Daniel Mosteller remains up in front, and River Page going to be there in second. 1-2 once again for the drivers who have had the most control all night long. River Page going to take you down to the bottom side. He will lead the charge down low, but Daniel, using that momentum, knowing what it means to have it, will choose to slingshot down as it's going to be Mancini in trouble yet again. Caution's due to fly. Antonio Mancini brings out a second yellow tonight. Number 7 goes around alone, and the yellow flag flies for the 4th time today, with Mancini the cause yet again. Caution is out, Antonio Mancini, and this time we saw that one for certain, so let's bring it back 30 seconds and find out just what happened. So Antonio Mancini once again in a bit of trouble here in that number 7 Chevrolet. Looks like some contact it might have been, and yes, the number 20 machine of C.D. Mangrum going to make that contact, touch the 7 once or twice, and then Mancini goes around spinning and finds himself in the back of the field alone. Now, back of the pack, scored officially in position number 20. Mancini going to be 20th place as it stands as we get back to your live feed, and Antonio finds himself in trouble yet again. Now on pit road, Mancini is there, and it is Daniel Mosteller remaining as the leader, and now we'll see whether or not they shortened up the yellow flag here. Another one back to back. Daniel Mosteller going to opt to go down a pit road and try something different, and it looks like that will be a fake out as he stays right behind River Page. River leads, Daniel Mosteller is in second, and Vincent Guecci is there in 3rd. Looks like Max Molina now going to fade back as he goes down to pit road, and some trouble for the number 45 machine. Taking a look, the back bumper is indeed bent up here, and he got involved wherever the Mancini event got through. Looks like the 45 was there as well. Now Molina's going to take his number 45 down to pit road. So far having a strong night for the DeHub Motorsport crew, but now using his faster pair as he gets that damage fixed up immediately. Only one faster pair on the day tonight, and it looks like now it's going to be Molina using it as the rest of the pack remains out in front here from Auto Club. River Page going to take it down to the bottom side. Sean Rowe is going to follow him, but it's been all business for Daniel Mosteller up in front. Page, Mosteller, they've been a great duo up ahead of the field. Nobody else on their level so far, and it looks like if there's anyone who's going to win the race, it comes down to a coin flip between these two. That's how quick they are, and that's how far ahead of the field they are, not only in terms of their pace, but their strategy. They seem to be in tune with one another, and now 33 laps in of 80 will be getting things going yet again at lap number 35. As they come through once again at the exit of corner number 4, Alexander Balderas going to get one lap back. Number 95 machine going to be rolling on the high side here to return back up front. So far for Balderas, no laps led on the day, has lost a few spots so far, and now finds himself in 21st, the lowest spot he's been in all night long. Was as high as 7th earlier in the race, but looks like right now has not been able to pull it together. Number 95 machine of Alexander Balderas looking for recovery here as he is still before the halfway point. It could change. If it's gone bad before, there's still a lot of time to bring it back to good once again. Now only one lap down. The 95's got a shot to get back in there with the Adobe Creative Cloud number 95. Currently 20th, but things can change, and with some drivers getting a bit more risky, multiple drivers involved in at least 2 incidents, we might just see the 95 played a bit more cautiously if he wants to put himself in contention later in the going. He's going to pack himself up with the rest of the field this time by. They're already up in formation. It's going to be Mosteller, Page, your front row, Vincent Guecci, and Marcus Vanderlei going to be right behind, with Jackson Carr and Corey Lyles making up that third row. Bobby LaPierre and Chance Parker in chat, thank you all for stopping by. Most of these guys, of course, you might recognize if you're an avid viewer for the FORL Cup Series, but here in IORA, different drivers, different day, but for the most part, this crowd stays the same. A lot of familiar faces, a lot of drivers recognized between both leagues, and I'd say at least half the drivers in this league have raced in FORL and vice versa. That's the way it goes. The Wednesday, Thursday swing, always fun. Same group of drivers, different tracks, different setup rules, and it always brings us good racing in many different ways. Daniel Mosteller's a Thursday night hero, and he so far has the field in his control. Green flag's out yet again for a restart number 4 as Mosteller now gonna lose some time door banging with Jackson Carr. And River Page can get very loose off the corner there. Braxton Whitaker does as well. Max is going to be there too. Looks like big caution. Max Molina, Michael Cormetis, and another yellow flag brings us back to pacing. Some trouble. Cautions breeding cautions. Michael Cormetis went around. It's a big one, so we're going to take a minute to digest it and see what just happened. Another yellow flag, and a very good start to the race, but it looks like now we're trying to get to the halfway point, and we're having an awful lot of trouble. 5th yellow. Let's bring it back and find out just what happened. Taking a look here, you'll see 3 wide, Aiden Walker, Vincent Guecci, Marcus Vanderlei. Vanderlei gonna tap Walker up the track. Then Lyles makes contact with Cormetis, brings Kenny Reel, Will Shack, Sean Rowe into it. Then Braxton Whitaker spins, and then Cooper Glick, Max Molina, both involved as well. Huge wreck yet again, and just like that, the caution's out as Sean Rowe's gonna be able to roll off the apron to get back on the racing surface. We're having some trouble here getting back to the halfway point, but 36 laps in, out of 80, still a ways to go as we've got time to excel ourselves back in for another restart, the 5th of which tonight. Daniel Mosteller leads the way as we head back to the green flag this time around. 87 machine remains there up in front. River Page holds on in second, and we're getting ready to do it all over for the 5th restart of the day. Restart number 5 for the number 87. He's been in control of 3 of them so far. Rest of the field has been close and getting closer with all the yellow flags, but so far no direct comparison. Daniel's been the fastest man all night long, and as the yellow flag will fly one more lap, it's a shortened yellow flag, and we'll bring it back at lap number 38 to get things back on the way. Mosteller up high, and River Page now going to be behind him. Aiden Walker opts to go down low, and Walker makes a recovery back inside the podium places as we get to do it all over again. Green flag is set to fly with Mosteller, Walker, and Page in control. Marcus Vanderlei still going to be there too, and to round out your top 5, you'll see James Thurston right with them as well. The field getting ready to roll out once again. 37 laps in, out of 80, double file for the 5th restart this time by. It looks like Corey Lyles, TJ Hanley, both able to join the field. Only 2 retirees so far, Matt Metler early, and Antonio Mancini as of recent. CD Mangrum is 1 lap down, but for the rest of the pack, they're on the lead lap, if not a bit up higher. And now it's getting ready to go at it once again. 3 drivers here, 2 of which have been in control of this race from the beginning, and now Jackson Carr going to be up there as well. Marcus Vanderlei, Aiden Walker. Maybe someone can bring down the control of Page and Mosteller, but that remains to be seen as Demos will lead us around to the start-finish line yet again. This will be your 5th restart of the day. Drivers will get out of the exit of corner number 4 and get right back into the move. Green flag's going to fly yet again. Restart out fifth caution goes to restart number 5 of the day. And this time around, we're able to hold it under the green flag condition. Daniel Mosteller is now up there on top. It's going to be Aiden Walker now in second. And then from there, you're going to see River Page shoot it down to the bottom, way down low. Page going to take it deep, tries to get the lead. He's going to have to settle for second for now as they come across the line. Now a much shadier circuit, and the 87 of Mosteller leads the way as track conditions change big time. Take a look at your weather right now. As it stands, 78 degrees Fahrenheit. Very little humidity, and a wind of only 2 miles an hour to the north. Partly cloudy skies here in Fontana, and right now it looks like clouds are surrounding the field, but as you've seen before, we have had quite a lot of sunshine. Looks like right now, not the case. Up and down weather conditions so far, but relatively fair overall, so no trouble for the climate here for the drivers. River Page going to take it down deep and take himself to the lead. TJ Hanley comes down to pit road, and just like that, the battle is now going to get back in a rhythm at lap 40. This time by Daniel Mosteller is going to lead the way at 40 laps in of 80. He puts himself in a perfect position to take it from Page, but River decides to go high, and it looks like now River Page going to take it from the high side to the back straightaway. He's got the draft, and he is quicker. Coming down the stretch, trying to get up to Mosteller. Does he opt to go down low? It looks like yes, he will. Dives it deep on Daniel and tries to take that spot away using the apron too. River Page now has himself the race lead with a huge send down low. He's going to block Mosteller. They're going to wiggle, but not touch. At the line, River Page leads us to halfway, just barely, and now with only 40 laps remaining, time to see who's got what it takes for the rest of the way. Just like that, Mosteller gonna have himself right down low for a brief moment, then go right up high. He knows that now River's got that bottom side and he's using it quite well, but a block might cost him. Just like that, Daniel now going to take it down to the lower side of the track. He's got himself some room, and he's got himself quite a lot more speed. Great move there for Daniel Mosteller, the number 87 machine, now going to be in the lead of the race again. And how's about we take a look on board with Aiden Walker, your third place driver, as the battle goes on. And you can see now riding on board not only with the in-car camera, but with our telemetry system going down to about 168 miles an hour through the corners and getting up to almost 195 down the straights. Aiden Walker is a rocket ship right now, and Daniel Mosteller will show you a lot more of the same. 164, the lowest through the corner, and now he's going to see River Page working to get down to his low side. Nothing more he can do. Gets a bump from River, and that will push him all the way up into 196 mile an hour territory. 196 the fastest. Drivers nearly hitting 200 down the straightaway as the lead car in the pack. That's how fast the track is, and it shows you gotta be at your best ability all night long. Keep your head on a swivel. Keep yourself aware. Awareness is key no matter what. And now 43 laps into 80. River Page will drop down low yet again. 87 machines got himself the high side, but so far no dice. Page takes it right back. And it's going to be Aiden Walker in the wall that time by. Is there trouble? It looks like there won't be. Sean Rowe with a fantastic save keeps us going yet again. Rowe nearly got himself involved with Walker. Instead chooses to take the pass right down low. And River Page is in trouble down to the apron. New race leader, Vincent Guecci. Man, oh man, that 09 machine had to work for it. But he's going to bring Marcus Vanderlei there too. And all of a sudden, the old Dominators are out of control. And it's going to be Vincent Guecci, the leading driver driver in his Castro 09. He's going to bring Marcus Vanderlei there, as we mentioned, but River Page is still down low, and with now some help from Sean Rowe, he might have a bit more of an opportunity to take it down to the low side and maybe make up this spot and even go for the race lead. Now it's going to be Marcus Vanderlei putting down the pressure. River gets below the 056, decides to take it down there and keep Marcus up top. 4 wide for second. It looks like it nearly is. They'll stay 3. River's got the edge and he's got the speed. And just like that, 24 going to be in the second spot. Marcus Vanderlei going to back off and give the number 24 a shot to hold his own runner-up. Way down low. Now the question is, can River get back to Marcus Vanderlei and Vincent Guecci as a whole? He got back to Marcus Vanderlei, but the second man is still out there up in front, still in first. Coming down to the line, this time by lap number 46 of 80, and time is already running out. Vanderlei getting a risky there, tries to push River deep. Looks like River's now got a shot to take it for the lead again, and River Page is out in front. And it looks like Daniel Mosteller, though, is having some trouble. So far, has not been able to recover any of those placements that he had before, and now the number 87 machine's got to work for it. He's got Aiden Walker right ahead. Walker now going to be scored inside the top 5. Daniel Mosteller is in 6th right now. He'd have to make it by not only Aiden Walker, but the rest of the podium, as they're going to be 3 wide for the race lead once again. Sean Rowe takes it way down low, and just like that, new man up on top for a brief moment. River Page defends, keeps himself on top, and checks the rest of the field right back up. Back in his hands, River Page will lead the way again, and he's got a bit more to work with here. Sean Rowe and Vanderlei still not giving up. And taking a look on the back bumper of River Page, your current race leader. This is River's perspective out of the rearview mirror, and you're going to see that shove from Marcus Vanderlei. He will take it down low, bottom side, down to the apron even, and he's been able to use that apron as a viable source of racing groove. First driver to try that all night long, and he's been the most successful. As take a look at this, Daniel Mosteller will not be stopped. He will drive all the way up to second on a 3-wide multi-lane pass. Daniel Mosteller is back in action, and all of a sudden the 87 machine now throws his hat in the ring. Great move there for the 87 of Mosteller. He's now back in second, and they may have been stopped for a temporary amount of time, but it is not ending the battle that we've seen. Mosteller, River Page will keep on going and claim the top 2 spots yet again. Daniel's still fighting to get out of the rough here, but he's got himself with that track position and that momentum, and that's more than enough right now as he continues to fend off the rest of the field. Coming to the line this time by Daniel Mosteller is going to be the man in second to River Page. Vincent Guecci's now going to find himself 2 wide and even 3 wide as James Thurston comes out of nowhere, and Thurston, the strongest he's looked all night long, now puts himself in the perfect spot to go for it as well. Great move there from Thurston, but he's going to get loose and he's going to suffer the consequences. Nice save, but he's going to lose it all, and just like that, the number 4 machine for Power to Smash Infinity Speed Motorsports fades back, goes 3 wide, and has to claw it all back once again. That's the trouble right now for a driver like Thurston, and especially in this scenario. If you push it a bit too hard, other drivers are going to go for you and chase you back down, and the aggression levels as a whole will increase. Thurston's one of the better drivers of holding himself accountable when aggressive, and right there he finds himself nearly out of control, gets it back on the way, and he'll keep on fighting. Even if he has a setback, he will not give up, and that's the way Page is going to be with Daniel Mosteller right now. Daniel works his way down to the bottom side. Demos has himself a shot down low. He'll take it and get back to the race lead. A battle of the slingshots. One lap, and it's Demos who has it. Other laps, it looks like River Page is in total control. And it is non-stop. No matter what one driver here does, the other will end up copying and trying to do it one better. And now River Page going to get back on the bumper yet again. 24 machine is right there. Can he get even closer? Let's find out. Sean Rowe going to be there too. He'll drop down low instead. Now Rowe in the 3rd spot, looking for the race lead himself. Bottom side of a 3-wide battle. He's got River Page. Can he get Daniel Mosteller? That remains to be seen. At 51 laps into 80, it's the closest he's been to getting it up in front. Very first time we've seen Sean Rowe competing for the lead all season long, and while Daytona is anyone's race, it always comes down to whether or not you can even make it to the most chaotic portion of the show. For Sean Rowe, not able to get that race win, not able to contend for it later in the going, was Sean Conklin who got it done. Now, Rowe looking better than ever, looking to notch his first win of Season 4 and get it out the way if he wants to make a full-on charge for the championship. Full season points, every race, and every win matters. Get him early, you'll have much more to rely on later in the season, especially if championship contention gets tighter. A lot of very competitive drivers up in front. Page and Mosteller putting themselves out here as one of the guys to watch, both of them at least. And Sean Rowe wants to put himself in that same picture as well. 52 laps in of 80. Now Rowe's going to be right behind the leaders as we'll take a look on board with the number 99 machine yet again. And as we continue to watch Sean Rowe working it with the race leaders, now he has a bit of help from River Page. Page decides to go down 3, help for not much longer, and they'll take it 3 wide into the corner. Page has himself the lead yet again, the Miata Gang Designs machine. It's the 24 up in front. Then from there, Sean Rowe with some contact. Page is on the wall, gets it settled, gets back going, nice and smooth. Mosteller going to help him back to his feet, and now it looks like the number 24 of Page, despite some contact, is not out of the mix, not in the slightest. Now, River Page going to take it up high yet again. Daniel Mosteller is going to take it in the middle of the 3. So far, not in the same racing groove. He's going to try to sell himself back in, as opposed to being risky right now. He'll let them play it out up in front, try to go down for the second place pass, and get back in the move. He gets himself a bit of time away from the leading battle, uses that apron once again, and that's becoming a bit more of a common theme for these drivers. River Page took it down to the apron. Now Mosteller is trying it. They're all trying to do different things to gain that advantage, swerving back and forth, using the apron. Any piece of this track is a viable racing room if you can make it happen without an incident. If you go under the yellow line, or in this case the white line, and cause an incident, you will be penalized, but so far no need to enforce that rule. No incidents based on that sort of racing have happened tonight, and so far if you want to take it down low, you can do so at your own risk. And right now, if you're in the race lead battle, you've got to risk it all. You know, every driver in this picture, they're about as good as the next man. And while Sean Rowe is slowly but surely beginning to pull away, Mosteller and Page are still right there. If Sean Rowe makes one mess up, you know that both of them will be right back there like nothing ever happened to their chances. It'll just be as if they're there from the start. Miata Gang's number 24 gets a bit of a run. River's going to try to use it up top. 56 in, out of 80. Just like that, they'll slice and dice through. Checkered flag is going to be seen very soon, coming to the 3/4 mark, and so far getting back in the rhythm after the halfway troubles. The 3 drivers up in front have given us a fantastic show. Rowe's going to take it up high. River Page is right there down low yet again, and Page is going to try to use that bottom side to his advantage. Rowe still has the lead, and Mosteller lays it back and will give River a push to get him back in the picture. Even if he loses some time, it looks like Mosteller will help him get that speed back up, which helps everyone in this battle not only pull away, but give themselves a chance to use that momentum for a slingshot. You've got to help the drivers around you, even if you're racing against them. Momentum is major. If you cannot keep that momentum up amongst everyone in the group you're in, you're all going to fall back. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter who you're working with. You gotta be mindful of your speed around other drivers, and if someone is slightly slower, you might have a better chance of working with them than anything else. So River Page comes down to pit road, this time by for a green flag cycle. And he'll take Vincent Guecci too. Green flag pit stops underway here in Auto Club. Number 24 machine's going to be right in. Daniel Mosteller now finds himself there with Sean Rowe. 23 laps to go this time by, with pit cycles on the move. It's going to be an exciting time to watch. And where else to watch but with the best cameras on the iRacing platform, TrackCams22.com. Provide the best services on iRacing for over 100 track and car combinations, such as the combination you see today, Auto Club, with the next gens. For more information, visit trackcams22.com to find out how you can join the best camera service on iRacing as Daniel Mosteller leads the way with 22 laps to go. Let's crank it up uninterrupted from Fontana. With 18 laps to go, Kenny Real is the man leading the way, and pit cycles are still going through. Now Real finds himself up ahead of the field. Cooper Glick is second. Alexander Balearis is in third. And we're back underway after our Crank It Up courtesy of TrackCams22.com. Braxton Whitaker going to miss pit road here, so some trouble right there as a 51 finds himself up and down on the grass. Not much more he can do right now but keep himself there and get out of trouble as Real continues to lead our pit road cycle. For those of us joining us for the first time today on FTN, great to have you here. Triple header on the channel in half an hour's time. eNASCAR Road to Pro will start with Jason Rockefeller and Daniel Falkingham commentating you through Dirt Bristol. Going to be a very exciting race there. I'm going to be very excited to watch it back. But if you're tuning in right now for the IORA Cup Series, great to have you as well. I've been your host for tonight's broadcast, David Croyton. It's been a fun race so far. Pit cycles are on our way. And right now, for the first time all night long, it is Kenny Real, the race leader, as opposed to a driver like Mosteller or River Page. Pit cycles are still going through, though. And it looks like right now, when they cycle back out, it will be Mosteller and Page once again again fighting for the race lead. Page has it, and he's going to now try to take the third place from Alexander Balderas. Balderas finds himself there just within the confines of a podium, but that might change as the number 24 is getting even closer now on a 21-lap younger stint compared to that number 95. Pit cycle, it is important here in Fontana. If you cannot manage your tires, it's going to come back to bite you. The surface here is very, very worn. It's in its final iteration before being converted to a short track, so this is it. It will not be repaved. It is as risky as it gets, and with so many defined grooves, you know where you want to run and you know where you don't want to run. Going through, it's going to be River Page getting it into the third spot. And now, Daniel Mosteller follows him to get into fourth. So drivers passing by Balderas already. He's going to fade out of line. Cooper Glick right now going to be in the second spot, and he remains up in front of the remainder of the field here. He's 10 seconds ahead of Alexander Balderas, 7 seconds behind Kenny Rios. So now, with these drivers still limping around the track, they might be slower, but they've got a huge amount of track position, and now, Kenny Rios has a 19-second lead with 14 laps remaining. He could be over 1 second a lap slower, which he is, by the way, and still remain up in front. That time by 41.869 for Kenny Rios, as opposed to River Page, who ran a 40.534. That's a huge difference, but Kenny has an absolutely huge lead to combat that fact. It's not going to be enough right now, the way these drivers are at the back of the field. 15 seconds now with 14 to go, but still, if Kenny Rios comes down to pit road, that all goes away. That remains to be seen if he chooses to or if he opts to stay out until the very end. Such a big lead, maybe there's an opportunity to do things different, as there's only a baker's dozen to do it now with 13 laps remaining. Cooper Glick going to go down to the bottom side himself. He still remains in second, and you can see now drivers such as Page and Mosteller closing in, creeping into view, and they're going to try to chase down the second place driver before all is said and done. You got to get up to second before you get there to first, and now as they claw into Cooper Glick's advantage, both Mosteller and Page are back neck and neck. River Page is going to have that advantage still, but Mosteller, with nobody else around him, has been able to gain a bit more time, and all of a sudden going from about a second's gap, it's about a half second now, fluctuating a bit more through the corners, but they're as close as they can be as they come through this time by only 0.3 of a second between them, as Kenny Rios makes it only a total of 12 laps to go. He's got that lead even still. 69 laps in has been a very nice showing so far for Kenny, and he's very confident in what he's got going on right now. He has a different strategy, has that race lead, and all of the attributes that we've mentioned are going to lead up to maybe his first career victory. He needs to pick up a pace a bit though. Now with 12 laps to go, it's a 12.5-second lead, so he still can afford to lose 1 second a lap, but that is it. And now, maybe the drivers behind who are risking their stuff, putting it all on the line, they might be using up their equipment more, and that would come back to help Kenny, but still, the question remains, does he come down to pit road, opting to go in early, or does he use the strategy call to come home to victory and get it done for the first time in his career? River Page still going to lead Daniel Mosteller in the battle for second. If Kenny chooses to pit, he would be the effective leader, River Page. And right now, with Cooper Glick off of the track, it comes down to one more driver, and that will be Kenny Rios up in front. The number 11 machine remains at the top of the board. River Page and Daniel Mosteller continue to fight now for second, and looking a bit further on back, you'll see Vincent Guecci's now in fourth, getting by Corey Lyles right there as well. And now with only 11 laps to go, Kenny Rios going to remain the leader, but not for long. He comes down to pit road this time by, and that will be it for Kenny Rios. Now it's Mosteller versus Page going through with 10 laps remaining. This is it, and now the leading battle is set in stone. Kenny opts to retire his very risky run, not getting the caution he needed to stay up in front, and just like that, it's going to become your big two drivers once again fighting not for second anymore. This is for all the marbles, the lead or nothing. Mosteller gonna wiggle off the corner, but still has that advantage, as they will make it now only a total of 9 laps remaining here in the Auto Club Speedway. This is what it's all about. The end of the race is near, and strategy has all come down to this. The best drivers up in front. Daniel Mosteller works his way up high yet again. River Page opts to go way down low. They'll stay close to each other, but Vincent Guecci now going to split them up, and Vincent might just have enough of that speed that he's now acquiring to maybe make a run at the lead for his own. 09 Machine looking to get back into victory lane here in the IORA Cup Series. Closest he's been to it in over 2 seasons was the Lanier Season 2. Jerry Rodriguez won that race. It was Guecci who came home in second, just barely getting beaten out at the short track in the one and only time the IORA Cup Series ever ran at that circuit. But now with 8 laps to go, and multiple seasons passing by, Vincent Guecci's got the best shot he's seen in over a season's worth of racing, and this could be his chance to break from that winless streak and come back into his prime form. Kenny Real gonna get back on the way right now, not too far behind the rest of the guys up in front. Taking a look at that, Sean Rowe and then Kenny Real. They're about 15 odd seconds separate at the very most, and Kenny still scored in the 6th spot according to timing and scoring. That is subject to change as Daniel Mosteller still leads the way. 8 laps to go, coming down to now only a total of 7. Is this the lucky day for Daniel Mosteller, who still has it out in front? Let's find out here and now. He's got Vincent Guecci still right there behind, but so far, nothing has come of that number 09. He stays there and now remains in the 2nd spot. River Page gets Wiggly. He's still in 3rd. Sean Rose 4th, and Corey Lyles rounds out the top 5. That's the way it is so far with only 7 laps remaining. Now Mosteller's just got to find out what it takes to get there without any incident. So far, it looks like Vincent Guecci has not had the opportunity to make that lunge, dive it deep, and maybe make something happen. River Page now takes it down low, and he's going to save all of his strength, all of his ability for this one last run. He takes Sean Rowe up to 3rd. And now, multiple drivers charging up their one last chance to get it over Daniel Mosteller. Mosteller remains as the leading driver, but with 6 laps to go, that might not longer be the case if River and the rest of the crew behind can maybe build up a run and go for it themselves. Right on board with River Page yet again, as we'll see what he can do to claw back your race leader, coming now to only 5 laps to go. And now going at a speed of over 193 miles an hour, River Page is as close as anyone else can get to the leader. 0.3 of a second separate your top 2 guys with 5 laps to go. The closest they've been all night long was certainly closer than this, as Page gets very loose and is going to have trouble. Gets sent back, he will spin, and Page will go sideways into the wall. The caution's out, and we are going to overtime. River Page spins with 5 laps to go, and the yellow flag will fall as a result. Leader involved in a yellow that will bring us back under pacing, and it will be a 2-lap dash to finish things up here in Fontana. My oh my, caution is out, and now we are back under the yellow one final time. Looks like Page just not able to keep it going at a corner 2, and just like that, yellow flag one more time as we send it into our overtime procedure here in the IORA Cup Series. And taking a look on back here, you can see these were the drivers who got away from the incident. River Page was right there, so we'll take an instant replay 40 seconds back to see this wreck develop from outside the onboard perspective. You'll see River Page right there in the 24 machine trying to chase down Daniel Mosteller, but at this point, Mosteller continues to run away. Pit road's going to be busy now as a result of this incident, and multiple drivers, I think the majority of the field, will have a reason to come down and make their way in for one final stop of service. 24 Page remained up high, trying to get that line working, doing everything he could to make some time up on Mosteller. He gets loose, then goes up the track, comes down low, contact with Sean Rowe, and that will send River spinning with some minor front end damage just a few feet away, and he would have avoided any incident, of course, in terms of damage, but losing track position either way will bring the yellow flag out with 4 laps to go. This race is set to be extended for a green, white, checkered overtime finish, and now drivers come back to pit road indeed. Mosteller going to be the driver who leads them all in. Kenny Real looks to be the man man who stays out. And now it's a different strategy for Kenny Real. He remained out on the track earlier, and now he's looking to benefit from the result of that. Now it's going to be drivers working their way out. First man out is going to be Daniel Mosteller, then Michael Cormetis, Vincent Guecci, and not too far behind, Jackson Carr. From there on out, Corey Lyle is going to go with Sean Rowe, James Thurston, and Marcus Vanderlee. Max Molina comes through as well, and River Page will round out the big group out of pit road with a new leader indeed. It is Kenny Real. This is Marcus Vanderlee, who's going to be coming out of pit road, but one man who did not go to pit road, now three men who didn't. It will be Real, Glick, Balderas. Looks like it's going to be Glick and Balderas past, but Kenny Real is the official race leader and is set to take him down for a 2-lap dance. As always, the overtime procedure here on iRacing, as it is in the real world, but we'll lay out the instructions, as sometimes it can get a bit convoluted. Here on iRacing, the drivers will have the race extended to have at least 2 more laps of racing for up to 3 attempts in the IORA Cup Series. So that means if we have a caution with the next lap of green flag action, we'll re-rack them, restack them, and go once again for up to 2 more attempts. But if we get to that white flag, checkers or wreckers, doesn't matter if they wreck immediately after they cross the white or if they get there clean and green until the very end. The white flag signals that the race is official and that everything will end when the checkered flag falls. 1 lap of extension, 1 lap till green. This race will be sending itself into overtime. For those who are just tuning in, this is the Fontana 160 at the Auto Club Speedway, and it will all come down to 1 more dance. 2 more laps, 4 more miles, and it's going to be California staying alive for a final chance at Victory Lane. If you're sticking around with us right now on FTN, we will shoot you immediately after this broadcast to the NASCAR Road to Pro qualifying series for their penultimate race of the season. I know there's a lot of drivers and viewers alike very excited to see Road to Pro very soon, and I'm excited as well, I'll tell you this much. But this finish might be the highlight of the night here on FTN. That remains to be seen. Mosteller and Page are still there. Michael Cormetis right there as well. All the drivers who have made this race so great to begin with are still in contention. Real and Mosteller are first and second, and they're looking to do it all over again here in round 2 of season 4. Kenny Real played the strategy game just right. Now finds himself the leader with an 8-lap stint on tire. In addition, you've also got Daniel Mosteller. He's been dominant so far. Can he wrap this one off with another race victory and put himself back on top here in season 4, or is it up to Corey Lyles? Michael Cormetis, Vincent Guecci, Sean Rowe, they're all there too, and they're looking for a chance at the same time. They're as hungry as ever, and now as the iRacing official pace car drops in this time by, time to find out who's got what it takes. Green flag's out for an overtime finish where back of the way, led by Kenny Real and Daniel Mosteller. As drivers are going to make it through turns 1 and 2, Real going to put the bumper to Mosteller there. Daniel's going to get loose, but nothing comes of it. Green flag remains out in the air, and now they're looking to take it down to the start-finish line with Kenny losing some time and having some pressure right behind him. Now it's going to come down to 1 more lap, 4 wide. Vanderlee, Lyles, Vincent Guecci, Michael Cormetis, and now Kenny Real gets loose. That could have been the shot, but he dives down low, and with Daniel Mosteller ahead, the caution flies 500 feet before the start-finish line, and we'll go back at it again. So close, but not enough. Balderas is in trouble. You saw Kenny Real go around, and the yellow flag will fly yet again, and we will have ourselves an overtime finish. Second attempt to clear this one and see who comes home a race winner in Auto Club. And just like that, yellow flag out again. Now let's take a look back and find out what happened here and see whether or not it was anything involving Kenny Real directly. Certainly aggressive movement right behind. Corey Lyles right there, Michael Cormetis, and Real was pushing as hard as he could. He wanted that race win. He eventually gets loose, spins it out by himself, then Cormetis makes contact with Guecci, then Cormetis comes up, hits Vincent, Kenny Real goes around, Jackson Carr goes through, Aiden Walker's in the grass, Alexander Balderas is in in the grass too. Either you get in the grass, you get involved with a wreck, or it's both at the same time. River Page comes up the track, he gets some damage, and now the question is it open and shut for Demos here as more drivers get damaged? Maybe it's time to begin thinking it could go the way of that number 87 without any hesitation. We'll get it back to your live feed as the caution remains out here on, of course, a great race at Auto Club. And now as we get back at it, Mosteller leads the way with 3 laps remaining. And so far tonight has given us quite a lot of hectic racing, and tell you this much, the Demos Hub number 87 has been on the best of runs in all of what he's done so far this season. The 87 machine knowing that he's got to back up the reputation of a 2-time champion. Daytona, it's a wild card race. Everyone knows that. While Demos is very good at super speedways, it was Sean Conklin who made a fantastic drive to win, but many did not notice at the time that Daniel Mosteller on the final restart drove from 18th to 2nd in a 2-lap dash. And now tonight he is up there in the lead once again. He'd be the leader of the point standings coming out of this race, and right now the 87 of Mosteller is the man to beat on the season. If you want to join the iRacing fun, I'll tell you this much, this summer is the best time to get into it. Summer's ending very soon, but the offer will still extend until the summer is truly over. iRacing selling memberships for the lowest prices they've gone for in over 15 years of their history. Check it out, they were selling as low as $7.77 earlier in the summer, and discounts are still applicable. Check out iRacing.com for more information about how you can join the fun. New promo codes and discounts are being released each and every day. You just got to look at the right places, and it looks like iRacing giving great discounts to get drivers in commemoration of their 15th anniversary. In addition, if you want to find out anything more about oval stock cars on iRacing, check out the official NASCAR newsletter. Their link is on the screen right now. Check out the QR code, scan that, and if you want to learn more about the NASCAR Cup Series, the Drive Through Road to Pro, or anything else regarding iRacing and their NASCAR partnership, scan the QR code, get on that email list, and you'll be the first to know whenever iRacing makes a big change relating to stock cars. So check that out, the iRacing QR code. It's the NASCAR newsletter powered by our friends at iRacing and NASCAR. And now with the sun blazing above the sky of Fontana, California, Daniel Mosteller wants to wrap this one off and go on to the next. He's been the best man so far of all the drivers tonight. The 87 has been the class of the field, and he's looking to outclass them till the very end. This is the second attempt at a restart we've had today, first of which did not go well. Just 500 feet away from the white flag, things come and they go unraveling at the final few moments just before the white flag waves. It's not meant to be, so Demos is going to have to win this race all over again. He's done it through the long run, almost got it done through the short run, and now it's the second time to prove himself as the best man on the field. Looking to get it done once more. Daniel Mosteller will lead him down to the green flag with 3 going down to 2 laps remaining. Let's get into it once more. It's going to be Daniel Mosteller up in front of the field with Kenny Reel there in second. Green flag is now going to get back in the air as we're underway. Road going to be side by side, but Demos gets the jump. And just like that, going to be a huge jump there for Daniel Mosteller once again. Cooper Glick going to be in the mix down low. They're side by side in the middle of the pack here. Balderas going to be getting involved. Max Molina makes some contact. All is going to be well as they'll make it around once again. Coming down to the white flag this time by Daniel Mosteller has that race lead. He's just got to make it to the white and go from there. 2 more miles of racing when Daniel Mosteller takes them through for 1 lap to go. The white flag is out here in Auto Club, and now time to see what is left. The number 87 remains out in front on his own. Marcus Vanderlee is now in second, and Sean Rose there in third. Vanderlee's going to chase a career-high finish. Sean Rose trying to best him as well. They're beating and banging. Huge wreck. Lyles Mize going to collect Cormetis, get Max Molina, Vincent Guecci too. The field unravels, and now they'll run back to the start-finish line. The white flag out now. Time to see who can come through with the victory. And from second at Daytona, your back-to-back two-time champion returns with the vengeance. Daniel Mosteller heads back to victory lane for the first time since his original retirement. He's back in action, and the Demos Hub 87 takes it through. Your race winner, Daniel Mosteller. Mosteller gets it done in a star-studded field. The 87 pulls through and brings it back to victory lane. He last got it done at Homestead in Season 2, took a season off, and now he's back better than ever. Daniel Mosteller will win. What a way to come back to life as the 87 is there on top of the field. Let's take a brief look at your results right now, and as it stands, it's going to be Daniel Mosteller winning over Marcus Vanderlee, with Sean Rowe then in third, Aiden Walker fourth, River Page fifth, and Will Shack position number 6. Then from there, Jackson Carr is going to come home 7th with Braxton Whitaker 8th. It will be Cooper Glick 9th, Henry Kaloff 10th, and finally Alexander Balderas then in 11th. It's going to be Kenny Reel 12th, Vincent Guecci 13th, Max Molina 14th, and Corey Lyles then 15th, with Michael Cormenis the final man of the lead lap, with James Thurston 17th, C.D. Mangrum 18th, TJ Hanley 19th, and Sean Conklin 20th, with Antonio Mancini 21st, and Matt Metler 22nd. Now time for the two-time champion to burn it down again as Daniel Mosteller celebrates a tremendous win here in Auto Club. And as Mosteller puts down the perfect donut in victory lane, smoke fills the screen, and the number 87 finishes the celebration on top with a blown motor. How about that for Daniel Mosteller and the number 87? Now the question really was, after a season of absence, of retirement, could the two-time champion still kick back with force? Tonight, 35 laps led on the day, gained a total of 18 spots from your starting position, and tonight you were the driver that really put them all on notice. Daniel Mosteller, you come home a winner tonight in Auto Club. How do you feel after the night's race?
It's great to be back. It's been over a year since I've last won a main race in the main series here in IORA. I wish we didn't get that late race yellow. I think I had it on lock there, and I had to pull off another gutsy call with 2 tires. I didn't really want to do it from the lead, but everybody's got to throw that Hail Mary. We had someone stay out on that first green wet checkered, and I was able to barely get clear. It was really bold on my part, but I knew that was my only shot at winning the race. So, we sent it. It worked out, and we won. I'm really happy. I don't really know what to say.
And it's a moment to remember, of course, a strong run at Daytona with that final restart heroic. But tonight, you didn't have to worry about having to push late. You were on top of the game, fastest driver in the field from flag to flag, and you had a lot of confidence to go with it for good reason. The pace was there, you had all that speed, and strategy worked out quite well. So what was the most important thing for you when it came down to winning?
I don't really know. The reason I got to the front in the first place was I don't know if you caught it on the broadcast, but I spun out into the pits on lap 7, off the nose of Balderas, and then on that first yellow, I just drove through the pits because I wasn't paying attention to where my stall was, so I missed it. I was able to get the lead from that, and despite the tires being all shredded up from the spin, I was still fast, and I I knew once I got that track position that I'd be gold, and we kept it the entire race. Nothing really threw me off. Had a really good battle with River for a lot of the race. It's probably the most fun I've ever had in this league. It was clean, respectful. It was dicey at some times, but as I said, it was respectful. Um, wish we got 1-2, but I guess he crashed late in the race. Oh, we got fifth. That's good.
And still able to make it happen. Looks like some trouble back of the field. Despite the overtime, despite the restarts, despite the strategy, you're back on top. What a way to return. You've got the win out of the way. It's a huge deal to have that. What's it going to take to keep the success the rest of the season?
Just building up confidence. This is probably the best start I've ever had to a season. A P2 at Daytona, which really I haven't been good on super speedways in this league. It's been a frustrating task for me. I broke through, almost won that race, and then coming to a track that in season 2, the win was taken from me in turn 3 of the last lap. It's good to get some redemption. I don't know what track's next actually on the schedule. Hopefully I can make all the races. Been busy with college, but I'm glad I made some time to come back to racing here in IORA. And we'll keep it up, and hopefully this isn't the last time I'm talking to you this season.
And putting the field back on notice, Daniel Mosteller, the two-time champ, is back in action, and it looks like already jet set for a chance at title number 3. Demos, anything else you'd like to add after tonight?
I want to thank you for broadcasting, everyone at FTN, all the viewers watching back at home, everybody in IORA that's racing. It's an amazing turnaround to see from season 3 to season 4. It's awesome. I've been here since day 1 in IORA, and this is the most fun I've had probably since we started. So it's good, and can't wait for more fun memories.
And on the up-and-up, IORA sees its all-time best driver, Daniel Mosteller, return to victory lane for a win in the Fontana 160. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
With Mosteller on the move, second man on the day, he matches, or I believe bests, his career highest finish. Marcus Vanderlei, your best finish in your career, second place with 3 laps led on the day. Overall, very solid performance to put yourself on the second step of the podium. How you feel tonight?
I'm kind of surprised because I usually suck at this track. So the fact that I ran a decent race today, you know, I'm actually kind of confident in myself. I didn't completely burn everything up mid-run, so that's a bit of an improvement for me. And I survived the finish, so yeah, I'll take second.
And able to survive the chaos there at the very end, but all throughout this race, it seems like longer runs to after the halfway point, then back to the chaos. What was the most important for you to keep that success as the night went on?
I mean, I just had to keep being consistent, you know. I just kept doing whatever I knew worked for me. I made the I thought I made a mistake by taking tires earlier than everyone else, but doing that actually allowed me to stay up front with everyone. I'm surprised that I was able to continue to run with everyone on the much older tires. So, yeah, I mean, I went almost 30 laps on them before I pit. So, I don't know. It's just survival is the main thing, though.
And survival is what gets you through. Second place on the day here in Auto Club, and great to survive, get those points, and the next race on the schedule is Phoenix. What's it going to take to move on there to Phoenix and put together another solid run?
I'm going to be real with you. I've never raced at Phoenix. I have no idea how to drive at Phoenix. So, you know, I'll just take that for what it is. Yeah.
And there we have it, coming through, Marcus Vanderlei, second on the day, coming through with a career best finish here in the IORA Cup Series. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, I think that's about it.
And there we have it, Marcus Vanderlei, podium position here in the number 056, coming through, in and out with the podium. Thank you for your time.
No problem.
And Marcus Vanderlei going to be on the move, the second man on the day. Sean Rowe rounds out in the top 3, and Rowe to finish off the podium, getting a third place finish, 5 laps led overall. Very solid performance, and it keeps you up there in the points situation. Rowe, how you feeling?
Feel pretty good after that. I mean, I'll take 2 P3s in a row. I only have 1 win in this league, so it's pretty good to get some good finishes to start the season.
And good finishes, of course, another very solid one here. Top 3 means an awful lot in a full season point scenario, and the overtime, avoiding the action at the end, that's a big deal too. So how was it for you to manage those 2 overtime attempts?
Yeah, it's really tricky, and I was just thinking to myself, I gotta just kind of send it. Whatever happens, happens. There's nothing I can change about it. Just gotta try my best. And first restart, I thought I did really, really good, and I think if it went green, I could have had a shot at Demos, depending on how good his tires were, because I wasn't really able to tell because I was side by side most of the time. But the second restart, I just missed the start a little bit. Then I got loose off the corner, and that let Vanderlee by me. And then I tried racing him because I knew if I couldn't pass him, neither of us were going to catch. And, I mean, I'll take it. At least I survived with a clean car.
And getting that clean car through till the end matters a lot with another big important race on the schedule. It is Phoenix up next, and with such a strong start to the season, what can you do to keep on going?
I feel like Phoenix is gonna be tricky. I've heard that with the new aero package they have in iRacing or something, it's like very like easy to spin there. I think I've heard that from a couple of people, so probably just survive, and there's probably going to be a lot of restart crashes there from people sending it 3 wide into turn 1. I think if I can survive, get a top 10, top 5 would be the goal. Keep up in points and just like keep myself in the hunt.
Hoping to keep up in the championship race, Sean Rowe comes through with a very solid 3rd place finish here in the Fontana 160. Anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, I want to thank Zach Todriff for putting me on PBR. I want to thank River Page and Demos and Corey Lyles for a clean, fun race at the end. I want to thank you for streaming these races. It's very cool to look back on them with actual commentary. And that's about it.
And there we have it. Sean Rowe comes through with a podium finish tonight in the Auto Club Speedway. Thank you for your time. But Sean Rowe on the move, final man on the podium, comes through in the 3rd spot with Marcus Vanderlee 2nd and 2-time champion Daniel Mosteller back on top. The all-time winningest driver, the 2-time champion, and overall the biggest legend of this field comes back once again, and the legend returns for another fantastic performance. Road to Pro is already live. I'll be back in a half hour for the Highline Racing League, and the night's not over for me and FTN either. The triple header's on its way, and it's going to be a great Thursday night here, as always, on the Fireball Talks NASCAR YouTube channel. We back in a half hour's time for the Southern 200, brought to you by ASC Services and Supply, and we hope you see us all there as the commentary team, and we hope to see you all there as the viewers yet again. I've been your host for tonight's broadcast, David Kreutz. We thank you all dearly for stopping by and supporting this stream. If you enjoy the action, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It is always greatly appreciated. As we get back to it this time by, we will bring us another race in a half hour's time, 9:35 Eastern. We'd love to have you there. From our studios to your homes, we hope you enjoyed tonight's presentation of the IORA Cup Series and the Fontana 160. And if you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe yet again. Thank you all for watching, and we hope you have a great night.